2020 was rumored to be one of the best years for coasters ever. Now that we have many announcements for some of the new coasters, it's time to see if 2020 lives up to the hype. In this video, I'll be giving my thoughts on the 2020 coaster announcements as of October 2019.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Hey guys, welcome to 808 Coaster Life. In today's video, I'll be discussing what 2020 has in store. If you're new to this channel and roller coasters are what you're into, then please consider subscribing for content all about roller coasters. I'll be talking about 2020 as a whole, manufacturers, Six Flags, Cedar Fair, and SeaWorld additions, and many thoughts on each major 2020 coaster that has a full layout released. Overall, 2020 is going to be an awesome new year, no doubt. The top coasters for this year are insane. I feel like the theme of this year is that parks are giving fans the most requested ride for that park. Six Flags Great Adventure fans were waiting for a new original coaster since El Toro came out, and they finally got it. Kings Island fans wanted a B&M Giga for a long time, and they finally got it. Florida coaster enthusiasts always wanted Gwazi to get the RMC treatment, and they're doing it. I feel like a lot of coaster enthusiasts are going to be pretty satisfied when 2020 comes. One thing is that I felt like 2020 became a little worse of a year when we found out that Zadra will be opening in 2019. It would have been cool to see in 2020 two giant RMCs open in the same year. The pro is that 2019 is a great year because of Zadra. As far as manufacturers go, I feel like this could be one of Vekoma's best years yet, if not the best. We don't see a lot of new Vekomas announced right now, but I feel like there will be a lot of insane Vekomas opening up in Asia in 2020. Intamin is continuing their process to stay on top of their game by making Pantheon, which I think is a prototype for future insane Intamins coming in the future. B&M is building two of their hypercoaster models and one D6 dive coaster, which is pretty interesting. Mock Rides is making some clones that are modified, and both Gravity Group and GCI are building one big coaster for 2020, and RMC makes yet again two insane rides. The Six Flags announcements this year are pretty good. I think 2019 was a better year for Six Flags than 2020, but the collection looks awesome. They are building 3 new coasters plus relocating Green Lantern. I really like the variety in Six Flags' coasters this year, and I'm noticing that their coaster names are getting a little more original. Besides the coasters, one thing I liked about Six Flags in 2020 is the amount of awesome flat rides. Six Flags St. Louis and Great Escape will be getting Funtime boosters. I have ridden a very similar ride and that was insane, so I'm very happy with those additions. Fiesta Texas will be getting a bigger air race. That's going to be interesting. But I'm noticing that Six Flags and the next chain I'm going to mention have a lot of water park additions this year. At least for as long as I've been an enthusiast, I'd never seen this many water park additions in one year. Overall, I like the additions this year, and like usual, the announcement video is very cheesy. Cedar Fair's announcements this year are kinda average. You have your traditional one big coaster. This year it's Orion at Kings Island. Other parks aren't getting much, and like Six Flags, there's a lot of water park additions. They look good though, and ever since I became an enthusiast, this is the biggest addition I have seen for Michigan's adventure. I know that's not saying much since it's Camp Snoopy, but I'm glad they're getting something significant instead of a new bench or a trash can. However, SeaWorld blew everyone's minds with their 2020 additions. They're going all out this year. There are 5 good coasters coming to major SeaWorld parks. I've never seen a chain add that many coasters in one year since Six Flags in the 2000s. Unfortunately, we do not know as of now the full layouts for some of these coasters. However, some people tried their very best to make accurate recreations based on teasers and concept arts. Texas Stingray is the only new SeaWorld coaster that has a full POV. Icebreaker, we can see the full layout by a picture, and if you look very closely, I think you could see the full layout of Mako. The Busch Gardens park announcements this year are insane. You have Pantheon coming to Busch Gardens Williamsburg. If you think about it, this is the first Elite Intamin coaster to come to the US since Skyrush in 2012. Wavebreaker is a family coaster, Infinity Falls is a river raft ride, and Sandy's Blasting Bronco is a little uninspiring. I think of this coaster as a prototype for Park Asterix's launch coaster coming in 2022. Iron Gwazi is probably a top 3 RMC. We never expected the conversion of Gwazi to look anything like this. Elements look awesome, and I'm wondering how the second half will turn out. Overall, props to SeaWorld, they're looking to have a great year next year. Now I'll be giving my mini thoughts on each new for 2020 coaster. Again, like last year, I'll be giving my thoughts only on the coasters where a full layout has been released. so I won't be talking about Fly if it opens. Iron Gwazi, Pantheon, Mako, Leviathan, and full analyses might come to my channel in the future. First off is Candemonium, a new B&M hyper for Hershey Park. This ride looks very fun. It's not the best ride in the world, and it's not the best fit either, especially since Skyrush is in the same park. But the layout reminds me of Mako at SeaWorld Orlando, a B&M hyper that is praised by enthusiasts, so hopefully the same will happen. I also really like that off-axis moment after the first helix. It reminds me of something like Fury. The ride that has been the most requested for years is finally coming our way to Kings Island in 2020. This is Orion. I think this ride is exhilarating. It will be a great adrenaline rush just like the other B&M Gigas. It's not the best B&M Giga in my opinion, but I agree with Canada Coaster Fan that the elements on this ride are the best elements from other great B&M coasters. I honestly wish this ride was named Polaris instead. When I first seen this fully announced, my first thought was, if people are already disappointed with the ride, they should at least name it the name everyone wants it to be named. But I am growing on the name Orion. I actually think it's a very good name. The ride in general is going to be very awesome overall. Probably the most unexpected Six Flags announcement I've ever seen is Aquaman Power Wave coming to Six Flags Fiesta Texas. This is a mock power splash. The others are Pulsar at Wallaby, Belgium, and one that just opened up in China. I say it's unexpected because Six Flags hasn't really worked with mock rides for roller coasters, especially in recent times. Their coasters are usually very expensive. Six Flags usually builds water coasters in the water parks, not in the dry parks. But I think this is still a great fit, and it's interesting to see how it will turn out in 2020. The best Six Flags announcement this year, and I have no doubt about it, is Jersey Devil at Six Flags Great Adventure. This ride has been long awaited since it's the first original coaster for this park in many years. RMC Raptors are known to be very fast and intense, so hopefully the same would happen. I like how they are trying to have good capacity, like increasing the rows, adding a mid-course brake run, and running 4 trains. The ride itself, I love the layout. It has a great selection of inversions, including this cool dive loop that sort of does a little outer bank before inverting. It also has a lot of great airtime moments. This ride is definitely in the top 5 of 2020. Icebreaker at SeaWorld Orlando looks like just plain fun. No inversions, but I like how there are 4 launches. I don't like how it will have comfort collars because there are some decent airtime moments, but it's meant to be a family thrill coaster anyways. And we did get a full layout, it's just that you have to look closely at a picture of it. The only SeaWorld coaster with the full official POV so far is Texas Stingray at SeaWorld San Antonio. This ride looks to be one of the most underrated coasters for 2020. It looks like one of the best GCI twister coasters. I think it could be up there with Gold Striker, Troy, Renegade, Vodon Timber Coaster. This ride looks awesome. I like how most of the ride is very low to the ground and there are many airtime moments on the ride. It overall looks very awesome. Dream World in Australia will be getting a Blue Fire clone, except for this one you will have a triple launch with a spike instead of a normal launch. That spike looks pretty cool, but the launches don't look very forceful. Also, the back of the car of this ride will be replaced with a spinning car, like how they tested the spinning car on Blue Fire. Whether the spinning will be controlled or not, this is an experience you won't want to forget. There will be an Intamin 10 inversion coaster coming to Flamingo Land. This ride has been cloned around the world and it's interesting that it got relocated from Brazil. I personally am not the biggest fan of these 10 inversion coasters because they're a little repetitive, but I haven't ridden one yet, so who knows, this could be one of my favorites if I ever ridden one. Now on to the Vekomas. As far as I know, Vekoma will be building 2 of their latest new generation sit-down models for 2020. Let me know in the comments if there's more that will officially open in 2020. First, there will be a Vekoma Top Gun coming to a park in China. On Vekoma's Instagram, it showed that track work is just about complete, if not fully complete as of now. If construction goes smoothly from there, we could probably see a 2020 opening. I am very excited for this one because this ride mimics Intamin Blitzes. Both rides are very twisty and have intense and whippy elements. Although the capacity isn't the best, this ride has a really cool top hat element that looks very fun. Overall, this ride looks great. And even better, Vekoma will be building a Shockwave Plus for Energylandia. They released the name Aqualantis, but as of right now, RCDB is not sure if it's the name of the new area or the name of the coaster. Vekoma Shockwaves alone look really insane and look at least top 15 in the world, but an extended Shockwave? Wow. That could potentially be top 10. This ride will feature multiple inversions, airtime moments, tunnels, and 2 launches. This is also one of my most anticipated roller coasters for 2020, and I bet others can agree. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. West Coast Racers coming to Six Flags Magic Mountain in 2020 looks very I'm just kidding. That's it as far as the 2020 announcements go. I believe Asia will have a really big year in 2020. 2019 surprised us with so many good coasters in China. So 2020 will probably be a bigger year for Asia in general. According to RCDB, just to name a few, there's a clone of Flying Wing Coaster coming to a new Happy Valley park, a few Vekoma Firestorms, a custom SNS 40 free spin, and an Intamin Blitz coaster that could be very similar to Terran. Of course, there could be delays and these coasters might not open in 2020, or we could see some delayed 2019 coasters open up in 2020. Nevertheless, 2020 looks like an amazing year for coasters. It'll be great seeing these long anticipated rides opening up. So if you enjoyed this video, please let me know by leaving a like on this video. Let me know down in the comments what are your thoughts on 2020 as a whole. What are your most anticipated coasters for 2020? If you're new to this channel and roller coasters are what you're into, then please consider subscribing for content all about roller coasters. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time.